If your web designer ever asks you to send you a list of keywords, you might be tempted to send them a list that looks a bit like this. Now, this is an example from quite a few years ago now. We were working with an IT firm at the time. And I've dug into the archives here a bit because I'm not picking on anybody who's done this to me recently. This happens all the time. Now, most of these are not good keyword choices. So why are they not good choices, and what can we do to fix it? That's what we're going to talk about today. So there's three key things that we need to look at when figuring out what are good keywords versus bad keywords. And the first one is the language itself. Is there any jargon in there? If you look at any of these terms, is this actually what your prospective customers call what you do? Or is that more of an industry insider term? So the second one is intent. You know, if somebody types that term into Google, are they actually looking for somebody like you? Or is the word that you've got listed there only really sort of tangentially, loosely related to you? Or is it just an attribute of one of the products or services you sell? So think about, if somebody typed that into Google, are they actually looking for what you do? And the third one is then we need some matching content on your website. If we don't have a page on your website about that search term, how's Google going to know to rank you for it? So if you think about it, you know, if you frame it like that, if we had a page on your website about that keyword, would that make sense in the context of everything else that you're doing? So they're the three things we need to take into account. Three, I can count. How do we actually make a list of good keywords? So there's four quick and easy things that we can do to make that happen. The first one is to go back and look at your personas. Now, if you've had personas developed for your business, fictitious characters that represent your ideal customers, just go back and refamiliarize yourself with those so you can help get into their head, their mindset a little bit. And if you don't have any personas, you might just have to run through the exercise mentally quickly. Put yourself in the shoes of a potential customer. What are they actually trying to achieve? What's on their mind? Now, the second one is to actually open up Google and type your idea into Google itself. I find that the process of typing it into Google rather than just brainstorming it into a list helps you think about, why am I typing this keyword into Google? What am I actually looking for here? So in this example, let's grab systems integration. I'm just going to copy that and paste it into there. Now, before I hit enter, and this leads on to the third part, Google has this auto suggest feature here, and you've probably seen this before. But before you press enter on your keyword, just see what it suggests. Are any of their suggestions actually more appropriate or applicable to your ideal customer searching, looking for somebody like you? So in this example, I'm not going to choose any of those for now. I'm just going to press enter. Now, when you see a bunch of results here, this is what Google thinks people are looking for when they type this keyword in. So if what shows up here are competitors or alternatives or even, other related businesses that might be in a different location, you're probably on the right track. But if you get a bunch of results that aren't really the same thing as what you're doing, then we probably need to think about different keywords. And the way that we can do that, if you head to the fourth suggestion, down the bottom we've got related searches, and this is some other variations that might be more applicable to you. Iterating through that process a couple of times, what you're looking for is to arrive at a page that has the kind of results where you look at that and go, I want to be a match for that. I want my business on that page there. If your page is filled with stuff that's only like vaguely tangentially related, then probably that's not a good fit if we think about your ideal customer's intent when they're searching and what Google's likely to surface in terms of a match. Now, one final thought is that most SMEs, most small to medium enterprises, don't have a huge long list of relevant keywords to their business. If you think about it, if you use the 80-20 rule, in terms of keywords, it's probably almost more like 90-10. 10% of the keywords that you might come up with are probably going to generate 90% of the relevant traffic. You don't really want to spend time ranking for traffic that's not relevant. So it's a bit of a waste of time, but if you focus on the handful of keywords that are likely to generate relevant traffic for you, they're the ones to focus on. So by the time you've been through this process, you're probably going to have a relatively short list of keywords that your ideal customer is likely to use, where their intent means they're looking for a business like yours. And if you put some content about that search query on your website, it would make sense in the context of everything you're doing. All right, so there's some quick tips on how to generate a list of good relevant keywords to pass on to onto your web designer or your SEO company or whoever's looking after this for you. Have at it. See you next time. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another one. Don't forget that like button's always really helpful for me. And around here somewhere, there'll be some other videos that YouTube might think you like. And there's a subscribe button somewhere here as well. I'll figure out where I should be pointing one of these days. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.